Renting versus buying a box truck. So we're gonna have two scenarios. Two scenarios. Right? Everybody's cost is gonna be different, but in order to make this fair to prove to you the point, we're going to have two different people, two different scenarios, I should say. One renting, one owning. They do the exact same thing. They run the exact same route. Everything is the same except one rent and one owns. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Scenario one is the renter. All right, he's getting and I'm being fair. He's getting a weekly rental of $650 a week. He's paying 15 cents a mile. Excuse me. Averages about 2,000 miles a week. Total rental cost for the week, we're going to say $950. Obviously, there's taxes. All right, so we can round that to 1,000. But for this, we're just going to leave it at $950. And this is where you get sold the whole maintenance. You don't have to pay for the maintenance, but I put maintenance included because it's baked into the cost. You're definitely 100% paying for the maintenance. All right, and you pay this every week. Whether your truck, is broken or it's not broken. Obviously, if your truck breaks down, they're going to swap you out. You're going to continue to pay this, right? Scenario two is a person who buys. Now, for this example, I made the buyer's situation a bad case. I made the renting person a good case. I gave them a good rental rate with a great mileage rate. So I didn't give it a worst case scenario. I gave it a good case scenario. I'm purposely giving the person who bought the truck a bad scenario. This person is paying $1,600 a month, which equals out to about $369 a week. They went through one of these hard money loan companies, right? So they had bad credit. They got a bad credit deal. They're paying $1,600 a month. This is a worst case scenario financed purposely. So we got a good rental case scenario and we got a bad finance case scenario. And this is done purposely. Follow me now. Weekly variable is the same. These two independent owner operators are doing the exact same thing. Fuel 2,000, 10 MPGs, $4 a gallon on average. That's $800 a week. Other variables, DEF, tolls, parking, scales, miscellaneous, blah, blah, blah. We put it in for $200. So variable cost a week, $1,000. All right. Even Steven across the board. The only difference is you got one guy's renting, one guy's purchasing. Good, fair rental, bad purchase deal. Now, weekly profit comparison. Same miles, same gross, different outcome. Weekly gross, same. $3,500 a week. They do the exact same thing. Rental costs, $950. Variable cost, $1,000. We're going to put that person at a weekly profit of $1,550. Ownership, finance guy. Weekly gross, $3,500. It's the same. Truck payment, spend $1,600 a month, $369 a week. Variable cost the same because they do the exact same thing. Weekly profit is going to be $2,131. Owner's making $581 more a week. Now, annualized comparison for a 52-week period. Weekly profit, $1,550 for the renter. It's 52 weeks. It's $80,600. The owner, because we're going to make this good, right? We're going to make it good. Before maintenance, pay attention. I put owner before maintenance. Weekly profit, $2,131, 52 weeks, annual $110,812, $110,812. So automatically you can see the difference in the margin as far as profitability from a renter versus an owner. All right. Now, $30,000, $1,200 more before maintenance. Now, let's do a worst case scenario for maintenance for the owner. For the owner, this is not including PMs. Let's just say this owner just really had a rough year. All right. They spent a lot of money in maintenance. Same work, brutal year. Ownership is still going to win. Worst case, it could be anything. Engine repair, suspension, drivetrain, could be tires and brakes, downtime, shop delays, random mechanical failures, Let's say this person spent, not including PMs, $20,000 for maintenance that year. Annual profit before was 110,812. After maintenance, got him at about 90,812. Even in the worst case scenario that I'm given in comparison to renting, the owner still comes out better. And this is a worst case scenario. Now imagine this owner didn't have a lot of mechanical failures that year. That gap is going to be bigger. That gap is going to be bigger. So now we got annual grosses, both are the same because they do the exact same thing. Annual net profit for the renter, let's say 80,600. For the owner, 90,812. Still $10,000. And this is a worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. Equity in the rental truck? Absolutely none. There's equity in the truck you own. There's depreciation that can be written off at the end of the year, saving you more money. You cannot do that with a rental truck. Now, this is owner talk. Some of you guys don't understand about equity and depreciation as it pertains to ownership in a truck, and you 100% can write off the depreciation. You wouldn't understand that. This is language that's above because you thinking poor. Control, you have absolutely positively no control. Not your truck. You got to run that truck. They're charging you every Friday, every Thursday, every Monday. Whenever your contract rewrites, they're charging you for it. Every week. Which is detrimental to your cash flow, your weekly cash flow. It's like, imagine getting a daily debit or a weekly merchant cash advance loan. One of those hard money loans. You can compare that to renting a truck. You got a nice portion of money, averaging the average renter, especially that does OTR box truck, and they're averaging about $1,000 a week. That's a lot of money coming out of your account weekly. That's very detrimental to your cash flow. Over the course of time, the more you rent, the longer you rent, the more you're going to pay. Let's say you get through the cracks and you rent a truck for 5 years. And let's say you get the rental truck the same day the owner gets his truck on a hard money deal. A hard money deal. He gets a $58,000 truck. We'll use the scenario we saw from the contract we saw that I showed about a month ago. That guy bought that Ryder truck for $58,000, ended up spending $96,000. Go back and look at the content. You'll see the contract. He bought the truck for $58,000, he ended up spending $96,000 on it. 5 years. So let's take a look at that. You get that truck in that bad hard money deal as an owner for 5 years, 60 months, spend $1,600 a month. You're going to pay $96,000 on a $58,000 truck. But the other person who averages about $1,000 a week rents that truck for 5 years. That person is going to pay $250,000 in rentals on an average of $50,000 a year renting a truck. You're going to overpay for your truck on a hard money deal, but you're going to save $150,000 fucking dollars. And these are real case scenarios. Average renter that's doing OTR is spending about $1,000. So Mark, what about the maintenance? It's highly unlikely a person is going to spend $150,000 in maintenance in 5 years. And whatever they spend, it's still going to come out ahead. Now, I ask you the question, what can you do with an extra $150,000? You rent a truck for 5 years, you're averaging $50,000 to $60,000 a year in rental cost. You paid $50,000, $60,000 for the truck. You bought the truck in year one. Every year after that is profitable for the rental company that you bought the truck from. It's profitable because you're paying for everything. You already paid the truck for them. You're covering the maintenance, and they're profiting on top of that. So here are two scenarios. Same gross, very different outcome. It's just like you renting an apartment. You rent an apartment for 5 years. You pay $25,000 a year in rent. It's a little over $2,000 a month. You rent that same apartment for 5 years. You pay $250,000 for it. If that apartment is in a 2-flat building, you pretty much paid the mortgage and the cost of the 2-flat just from your 1 unit. You pretty much paid that building off for that landlord in 5 fucking years. And when you decide to move, you turn in your keys. There's no equity in it, no ownership. You can't resell it. You can't pull out any equity. You can't borrow money against the equity. You can't do a HELOC. You can't do anything. You just pretty much paid off a large portion of that building, if not the whole building, including the unit above you and under you, for the landlord. And the other unit is profit. He took your unit and used your rent to cover the cost of the mortgage, and the second unit was profit. So explain to me how, based on what these people are saying, renting better than owning. There's only one thing where you can rent a box truck for a long period of time successfully, and that's in moving, because the customer pays the cost of it.